Yeah, Mafia Magazine Radio.
Hey,
Hey, what's good?
this is JC, aka Triple Threats Manager, and we're just calling in to get ready for the interview.
We gonna crack this off right now, being that you just called in. How about that?
All right, we ready.
Let me set this up real quick, all right? For all my listeners out there, man, I got the opportunity to sit down, man, with an incredibly gifted artist, man. This cat, I swear to God, this cat can sing, he can songwrite, he can dance, he's a model, he's a voice actor. I mean, this cat is truly a triple threat, man, and he goes by the name of JC. And we're going to sit down with JC for a little while, baby. He's going to let us know what it takes for him to make the music that he makes. So, JC, man, how the industry treating you these days, baby?
What was that?
I said, how the music industry treating you these days?
Oh man, it is crazy. It's a total trip right now for me because I've been hitting the studio a lot. Got some new stuff cooking, and it's just an amazing trip right now.
That's what I'm talking about, yo. All right, so let's crack it off like this here, man. Let everybody know where you were originally from and how long you've been doing your thing.
So originally born in Ohio, but raised in Arizona, more of an Arizonian than an Ohioan.
Okay.
So just to let everyone know that there. I've been doing this since 2010. That's basically how long I've been doing on this grind.
Right. And so I'm gonna be asking you some things that I already know, but your fans out there may not know. So bear with me, man. You know what I'm saying? In case some of these questions you've heard 1,000 times before. You know what I'm saying? So tell everybody, man, what was your influence? Who was your influence? You know what I'm saying? To when you started doing music, you know what I'm saying? And let us all know, give us a little insight on what made you want to do music and the things that you do today.
Okay, so the music that's influenced me, I would have to say, from day one, I've always loved music. It's actually funny enough, my first love was classical music. I loved listening to Beethoven and Vivaldi. And then from there, at my household, I got a very eclectic range of music from, jazz, old school hip hop, rock, and even rap to country. And it's just crazy in my household. We all loved music. We were, one day you're hearing, U2, the next day we're rapping, Tupac. It was always an awesome environment to be enriched by music.
Right. And ain't nothing wrong with that. So is there, okay, so as you was coming up and as you was influenced by this musical influence that's happening around you every day, was there a particular artist, whether it be dead or alive, that you kind of seen and said to yourself, I possibly want to do that, but I want to do that a whole lot better?
Ooh. So I don't want to sound like a cop-out, but I don't have just one artist that I was just like, ooh, I want to do what they're doing.
Right.
Or just that one person. I would have to say a lot was, I loved the story of that Tupac had, how he was a poet and then became a rapper. And I love that. And, listening to his stuff, you could totally tell how he spins a story, tells you what's going on, gives you a sweet flow, as well as, it's crazy, but Earth, Wind, and Fire, I just loved how they would sing, make you have a moment. This was, Superstar or whatever it was called, you're a shining star. That stuff. I love that, because they were hitting notes. You're just like, people hitting that.
Yeah.
What? And I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to hit those notes. I want to do the rapping. I want to just do it all, because that's what music is about, feeling something.
Right.
And I just want to give that all to everybody.
And you absolutely just segued it into my next question. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you kind of segued into this, a lot of folks don't know, man. When we say triple threat, my people, I'm really talking triple threat around this piece, man. Jay-Z is no joke. I had the opportunity to actually watch this cat perform, and this cat is a master of I wouldn't call him master yet, but this cat has got a lot of trades up under his belt. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a dancer. JC, I want you to tell us, man, what's the thing that you enjoy doing the most? I mean, you songwrite, we get that. You're a dancer, we get that. We know you a model, we get that. We know you doing some voice act, we get all of that. But tell us, man, which one you have the most passion for, man, and why you have the most passion for that.
Okay, well, a big philosophy that I had was I always wanted to live life to the fullest because I used to be a football player. Like that was my goal in life. Like there was nothing else. Like music wasn't even a thought yet when I was doing football, and I had a career-ending injury. I broke my back. It devastated me, and I felt like I lost everything, and I had to redirect my passion, all that into music. Where I got to write what I was feeling, or write the good times, write the bad times, and it was crazy because I this is when I was starting to get looked at by colleges. Like I had big name colleges look at me, and then a year later I broke my back and I lost all of that. So now, like that, I get to go into music. I want to sing, I want to rap, I want to do all this crazy stuff. I want to write stuff. I want to voice act. Like I just want to do everything that I possibly can because I know what it's like to lose something, and I just want to rebound and be better than I ever was. So I don't really have just one thing that I like more than the other. I enjoy it all equally, and I just want to do everything.
And that's what time it is. Hey, so tell me, man, how do you actually infuse? Because like I said, I've had the pleasure of actually watching you perform live, and one of my questions to you is, how do you infuse all of the different genres that you do into your performance? It's hard. A lot of people don't really understand how hard it is, how a person could be a hip hop artist but at the same time be able to infuse some blues or some jazz or some reggae into that. Give us a little insight, man, of what your thought process is as you are preparing for these performances.
Okay, so I'll start off before the performance. I'll start off with the actual process of writing the song that kind of shapes how the performance will go. So when I listen, or when I'm in the process of writing a song, I listen to the music, and I let the music tell me what the song should be. And the best example I could give to what that even means, if anyone's confused what I'm saying, is that how the Greek sculptor's philosophy was, when you have a block of marble, they didn't just, they didn't just sculpt it. They let the rock tell them what sculpture it's going to be, as a kind of fluid form of kind of structuralizing things. So from there, let's give an example with the new release song that I have, Light Switch. With that, listen to the beat, have the song idea, come together, fuse it, and then when that final product comes out as the song, then I have the performance. I give you what I'm feeling, what I felt when writing, and I want to give you more so you have a night that you can't forget.
JC, I want to know. I want you to answer this for me. Which was one of the first tracks or projects that you worked on that, as you completed that project, you said to yourself, I am absolutely on my way to doing great things in this industry?
Okay, so the first track that I've done was called "Stay in the Game." Okay. This was my first kind of real structured, I'm going to put this out to the public. And funny enough, this was the first track we put some money into, actually recorded. This was around 2010, 2011 kind of thing. Still pretty young, and a couple months later, a youth football league that is countrywide said, we want this song to be the song of the year to represent our entire football league. And I was just taken aback, wait, what? this is like the first song that I'm like really, did anything to, and it's getting notoriety. Okay, this is awesome. I'm going to be more serious about this. This isn't going to be like karate.
Right. Right. And that's because that was something that a lot of people wanted to know, man, on what started your quest. You know what I'm saying? What started you on your journey. So let's talk about let's get around to the new project you're working on. You know what I mean? Let's start out with the new track that you're pushing these days called Light Switch. Give us a little insight on first of all where the name came from for the song, and all that it took to actually put that together, and the people that helped you put all this together.
Okay, so I remember this. This was like during the night, and I was kind of like contemplating relationships on like what I've noticed is kind of like a trend going on, which I don't understand why this is happening, where you'll hear a guy talk about a relationship, how he's the man, he's big pimping, he's got this main chick, and then he got like 3 side chicks, and he doesn't care about the main chick, and he's giving all this attention to these side chicks. Okay. Then you listen to the so-called quote-unquote main chick, and she's like not understanding why this guy is treating her this way, like she's doing all this and she's not doing anything wrong, and it's kind of like, why would you do that? If you're going into a relationship, you should, be 100 about it, and, be in that relationship. If the chick's a ride-or-die chick, you should be with that chick because she's ride-or-die. She's with you. There's going to be a guy around the corner willing to take that chick, take the girl, and, treat her better. And funny enough, when I was writing this down, the lamp that I had when I was writing down went off. And I'm like, I was trying to turn it on, and it wasn't turning on. And I'm like, light switch should be around how it's going to go. Right. And then I kind of just wove that into the story and into the song itself.
Yeah. And that's, hey, I appreciate you letting us know what it took for you to make that song. So how do you anticipate that song being received? I mean, you heard it, you've played it, you did your thing with it. How do you think the masses are going to receive that song?
Well, I'll tell you what I think, and then what I actually saw. So when I thought when I wrote this, I was like, okay, this might get some mixed reviews. Some of the player guys will be like, man, I don't know what he's talking about. Ain't no guy gonna take my girl. And I was like, and that's probably what they're thinking. And some of the chicks will be like, I wish someone would take me. Mm-hmm. But then it really and on YoRaps.com, which is the #1 European urban magazine, which a couple days ago they picked up my song, and I just noticed, like, this was 3 days ago they picked up my song. It's already at over 16,000 plays up in Europe, and it's just blowing my mind that many people in 3 days are like digging my song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is Light Switch just a single that you're pushing, or is that the single that's part of a bigger project that you're working on right now?
Yeah, it's gonna be a part of a bigger project that I'm working on, and I got 2 more singles that will be coming out that will be part of the bigger project that I'm working on, the album that I'll be releasing. Mm-hmm. And that project name, if you're wondering, it will be called The Crossover. That's the name of the album that I'm kind of thinking of using. The other 2 singles are called Don't Stop and I Know.
So I want to ask you a serious question really fast, and want you to think about it a little bit, because a lot of artists think, or a lot of today's artists think, that this is all fun and games just because they can rap or they can spit, that they feel like they're on top of the world. Me personally, hearing a lot of the music, which is what I do, a lot of it needs to be done better. Let me just say that. I want to know, what are some of the challenges that you've had or you've encountered, you know what I'm saying, from the time that you started to right now, on the things that it takes for you to continuously put out good, relevant music?
Okay. Well, I would have to say, because of my experience with football, I know what it's like to, work hard at something and then it be taken away from you
Right.
so quickly out of the blue. And when I look at music, I have a different mindset where it's I have to keep working. I have to keep being better. I work at my music. I do vocal lessons. I practice my songs. I don't go out, hang out with friends. I'm working and writing all the time with my music, because this isn't just fun and games. I want this to be a music career, not a hobby, and that's the difference with how I look at it. I can't speak for any other artists. All I know is that I don't see this as a game.
You just show that you just show and spoke about how serious you are about your career, about the things that you plan on doing for yourself and in your career, in your life. And there's absolutely nothing, because only the great ones think about that. You know what I'm saying? You may start out at a certain place, but only the great ones continue on improving themselves or continue on thinking about ways to improve themselves. And I must commend you for that. And here's another thing I want to reach out to you and want you to talk a little bit about. A lot of folks don't know that you believe in, how should I say, paying it forward. So give us a little bit, man, of your thought process on how you pay it forward, on how you kind of give back to your community, the different things that you do and those that are around you, man, because you appreciate.
So, I always feel like you should give back, because you gotta help the community up to help you rise even more. Like when what was that? Let me think. A while back, I did a free performance for Fashions Against Bullying, and that was a big kind of movement that I was behind, because I know what it's like to, be bullied. I understand what it's like, to be discriminated on. And, I always want to be there to help, to inspire someone to be better, to live another day, to improve their life. And I feel like if you're not helping those, like if you're not giving a hand up to other people, there's no reason that someone else is going to give you a hand up, because we are a community and we need to uplift each other to become better.
For all my listeners out there, man, y'all have the opportunity to listen to me and JC, aka Triple Threat, sitting down with him, and he's letting you know what it takes for him to do his music and all of the different things that go on in his life. So JC, here's another thing, man. I see you here. You have higher aspirations, man, for theater, and that's very unusual for one, a person of your age, or two, of a cat that does music the way you do it. Tell us a little bit about this theater thing, man, that you want to get yourself involved in.
So with theater, I would have to say I've always been fascinated by actors, how they can convey emotion that they may not necessarily be feeling, and they give you like an energy that makes you more immersed in the story. And I always love that, because as a performer, you are kind of acting, like you may not be feeling, the scorn or, the high life at that moment, but they're making you feel that way. They're making the audience listen and be like, yeah, today is awesome. Yeah, let's go out and have fun. Or, man, that girl who wronged me a week ago was bad, and I can't believe she did that. And it's all about that energy they give. And I did a play, a musical way back when, and I do voice acting, and I love conveying emotions to people. I want you to feel immersed. I want you to feel what's going on. I don't want it just to be, oh, this is words that someone's saying, or this is a play that someone's in. I want you to live that story, to believe that story, have a connection. And that's what I love about acting and theater, because that's just all little elements in performing, in the art of performing itself, to convey energy, to transfer that energy that I'm giving to you that you feel.
No doubt. So JC, man, here's a question I got for you, man. You know, at the end of the day, whether it be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, when they talk about JC, aka Triple Threat, in the music that he put in, what you wanted to be said about the things that you did?
What do I want people to say about me? Well, for one, I want them what I try to bring. So what I want people to think is that every time that I give a performance, it's a night that they will always remember. You know, I leave everything on the stage. You know, I'm working and striving on getting better with my back. I just got some procedures that is helping me tremendously. But before these procedures last year, like, I would be performing weeks and weeks in a row, and I was in complete pain, and I did not want the audience to know. I didn't want the dancers to know. I wanted them to know that this is what we're doing right now, and we're giving something to the fans that they will remember, that they will love. And also, another thing is, I want to break down the genre walls, because, you know, if you're rock and roll, doesn't mean you can't have a little influence of hip hop. If you're country, doesn't mean you can't have any influences in jazz. Like, I want to be an artist that helps break down those walls and those barriers, because you don't have to be just pigeonholed in one thing.
No doubt.
Because you are an individual. You know, I'm not the same person as the next rapper down the street who's killing it and doing awesome things. We are all different in our own ways, and we should be able to convey that in any way that we can. And also, lastly, just that my sound that it's different. It's always changing. It's always evolving. Hopefully, it's always improving, and kind of like that.
Right. For all my listeners out there, man, you heard it first right here on Mafia Magazine Radio, man, a.k.a. Triple Threat, JC. Hey, JC, before we go, man, I want to give you another opportunity to shout out and plug everything and everybody, man, that's helping you get to the place to where you are today.
All right. So, firstly, I would like to give a shout-out to all of those who've been supporting me in my journey and on my grind. Big shout-out to Nerve DJs, DJ Johnny O. They were the reason why I was in South by Southwest last year, and also they'll be the reason why I'm going there this year, which will be March 16th and 17th. So if you're out in Austin, Texas, be prepared to hear that JC, aka Triple Threat, will be down there, as well as, you know, shout out to all these blogs that I've been a part of. Like, I could not believe how many blogs that are now picking me up. Just a few are the firstdayfresh.com. I'm on the main page of that, which is totally mind-blowing. I would also like to give a quick call to action real quick, because I got some open casting calls to general admission kind of thing, to give a big thank you to all my fans. If you're in the greater Phoenix area, hit me up. If you want to contact me, it'll be at AKA Triple Threat on Instagram. You can just Google JC, AKA Triple Threat. My website will probably pop up. Pretty much anything that I've done or will be doing is pretty much on there. And just thank you for having me on here. I mean, this is a great opportunity to be talking with you.
No doubt. Hey, and I just want to give a big shout out to Triple Threat Productions. You know what I'm saying? You know, to Rita Nephew. She's the reason why we done this, and she kept pushing for you. So I just want to give her a big shout out. You know what I'm saying? And here's one thing I want to say before we go. You heard? May you be blessed in everything that you do every day, and may you prosper in all things that you do each and every day. You heard?
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
No doubt, baby. For all my listeners out there, stay locked in, baby, because we're going to bang a couple of those tracks from JC, a.k.a. Triple Threat.